Hello Year 3, welcome to our next English lesson. Now before we begin, let's just check if we've got everything here. So let's check if we've got our sharp pencil, an English book and a ruler. Pause the video if you need to get anything now. Okay, so today in English we're going to be looking at noun phrases, okay, and how we're going to apply those noun phrases to our Roman topic, more specifically writing our Roman poster or making our Roman poster. So before we begin, let's just write the date and learning objective on a fresh page, at the top of a fresh page, please, because we're going to be doing a lot of work on in our books today. So I want a blank page so we've got enough space for it. So pause the video and do all of that now. Okay, great. So, like I said before, we're going to be looking at noun phrases. And if you remember, we've done quite a bit of work on noun phrases before. If you can remember, a noun phrase is made up of two different types of words, and they're nouns and adjectives. Okay, so just to begin with, let's look at nouns. Have a quick think. Just have a pause and think. What are nouns? Okay, let's look at a definition. Nouns are used to name a person, place, animal, or thing. I've underlined the word name because that's a key thing we want to take out of it. Nouns are used to name something. Now we know the definition, and I'm sure a lot of us would know the definition already. We're pretty good with knowing our words and knowing our nouns. I would like you to come up, also in your book first, to write Roman nouns and just underline it, so we know we're going to create a nice word bank. Once you've done that, I would like you to come up with some Roman nouns, some nouns relating to the Roman topic we're doing. Now, I've just put one here, soldier, because I know I know Roman soldiers were a big thing, and a big thing back in the Roman times. Okay, so soldier. Can you think of some more Roman nouns? Pause the video and do that now. Okay, right, let's go through some more. Great if you've got some good ideas. I've also named a few which I thought may help us when we're doing our poster. So I've put soldier, slave, plebeian. Remember, plebeians are the common people in Rome, or in the Roman Empire, sorry. Rome, that's obviously the city in Italy where the empire came from. Empire, Colosseum, remember that's the big round building in Rome, where there used to be a lot of battles or a lot of fighting there. Okay, so that's quite a nice noun to remember, Colosseum. Horse, that's how a lot of Romans got around. Wine, remember that's how wine and grapes was what we were researching when we realised that we found out that Romans drank a lot of wine and ate a lot of grapes apparently. So there are those two nouns that we could use. Sword, helmet, and tunic. These are all what soldiers wear. Okay, this could be quite important later in the lesson. So maybe if you haven't got a few of these, I would say maybe note down 2 or 3, because I feel like they will help us in our future writing. Okay, let's move on then. Let's have a look at what adjectives are. So we know what nouns are, and that's half of our noun phrase. Now we need to know what the other half is, which are adjectives. So have another pause and think, what are adjectives? Okay, let's look at the definition then. An adjective helps us describe what a noun is. It's a describing word, isn't it? It's describing the noun further, giving it a bit of meaning, maybe changing what it means. Okay, so again, I would like you, just underneath your noun word list, I would like you to write adjectives. Okay, and I would like you to come up with some adjectives you think might relate to Roman times. Okay, but it doesn't have to matter too much. Okay, because adjectives are used to describe a lot of different nouns. Okay, so just come up with a few adjectives that you think you could use in your writing. Okay, I've used shiny as one. Okay, so pause the video and come up with some more adjectives you think would work really well. Okay, brilliant. We should have written some adjectives by now. Sorry, I've got a big list of them here. If you want to take some more, if you feel like they would work with your writing. So we've got shiny, like I said, golden. Remember, colours can be used to describe nouns really well. So golden could be nice. Handsome, if we're describing a person. Glamorous, if we're describing a person, maybe as well. Brave, again, for a person, maybe a soldier. Frightening, angry, dusty, if we're describing, I don't know, dirt, if we're describing dirt, or the roads, if I know we're doing some research on Roman roads. Muscular, again, this is to describe a soldier, maybe. Crimson, that's another nice nice colour. It means like crimson is quite a dark red. Okay. Finally, glistening, that's another way to describe an object, maybe. Brilliant. So if you want to deepen the moment quickly, pause the video and find a noun that you found in your word bank, and I would like you to pair some nouns and some adjectives together that you think work really well. Okay, so pause the video and do that now if you want to. Okay, right. So we've looked at nouns, we've looked at adjectives. Now we need to look at the thing where these two are combined together to become a noun phrase. So last pause and think for the day. I would like you just to think, what are noun phrases? Okay, so do that now. Okay, right, let's go through this then. So noun phrases are a few words with an adjective which help describe a noun. Okay, so we have our adjective first and then our noun, and this adjective will really help describe it. Okay, so what I'd like you to do as a little task is I've got some adjectives here in red and some nouns here in blue, and one of each noun and adjective fit really well together. The adjective describes the noun really well. Okay, the other ones don't describe the noun too well. So what I would like you to do is pair the correct noun and adjective together that you think work really well together. Okay, and turn it into a noun phrase which really sounds good. Okay, so I would like you to pause the video and have a go at doing that now, and then we can go through the answers afterwards. Okay, right, let's go through the answers quickly then. So I'm going to pick my an adjective first, because that's the thing that goes at the front of our noun phrase, isn't it? So I'm going to pick sweet because it's here. Sweet. So what noun does sweet describe well? Sweet slave? I'm not sure if that works too well. Sweet armor? Oh, I'm not sure if armor tastes that sweet. Sweet empire? It doesn't work, does it? Sweet wine? That works well because it's describing the flavour of the wine, the taste of the wine. There we go, sweet wine. That's a nice noun phrase there. Let's go for shiny next. Shiny slave? I don't think slaves would be that shiny. They're normally quite dirty, aren't they? So they wouldn't be shiny and clean. Empire shiny? I think armor suits it the best. Shiny armor, because armor's normally made of metal, isn't it? Normally very clean, and the light bounces off it quite quick. Light bounces off of it very well, so it makes it very shiny. Brilliant. Shiny armor. That's another nice noun phrase to use. Let's go with massive next then. Massive slave. Slaves can be big, but I couldn't picture a slave being massive. Massive means bigger than a human. Massive, huge. So I don't think slave would fit it that well. Empire, however, an empire is many countries put together. An empire it could spread across half the world, can't it? And that to me is pretty massive. So I'm going to put empire after massive. Massive empire. That sounds good. Right, finally, let's go with hungry. We've got slave left, because slaves back in Roman times probably didn't have much food. They probably weren't fed that much, and they were probably working quite hard. So hungry slave works really well. So well done if you got those right. I'm just going to draw your attention quickly, actually, to something here. So I'm looking at wine, and I'm looking at these two now. These two adjectives here, sweet and shiny. I've looked at wine, and it's got a bit of it does have a bit of a shine to it, doesn't it? It does have it does look quite bright. Light reflects off of it, especially if it's white wine, especially when it's quite clear. And I could picture a sweet. I could picture some wine in the sun, with it being sweet and with the sun reflecting off of it as well. So what I could do is put two adjectives before it to describe it even more, because now I can really picture some wine in the sun back in the Roman times, and also how about how it tastes. And this is called, I'm going to put it here and label it. This is called, when we've put two adjectives in front of the noun, an extended noun phrase. I think some of us probably know what that is already. But if we put two adjectives in front of a noun, it's an extended noun phrase. So maybe some of you can have a go at doing that as well when we're going to do some more writing later on. Okay, but that's just something to take into account as well. That's something to really consider. Okay, right. So this is when I'm going to introduce a task to you. I'm going to model it first, just so you have an idea of what you want to do. What I want you to do is I want you to draw your own Roman soldier. Okay, I've obviously got a picture from the internet. I would like you to use this one, or maybe use some ones off the internet to draw your own Roman soldier. Okay, I'm going to go into that a bit further. Don't worry about doing it yet. Then I would like you to label different parts of the soldier. Can you see there's different arrows pointing to different parts of him? I'm going to explain that in a sec. I'd like you to start labeling some parts, but I want you to do it in a certain way. Okay, so I've got a title here for my soldier first. Frightening soldier. Can you see that I've got an adjective at the start and then a noun? It's describing what the soldier is. The soldier's frightening. And what I would like you to do, once you've written a title, I would like you to point to different parts of the soldier that you've drawn, and I would like you to label the different parts of him using noun phrases. So I'm going to go through the different parts that I've labelled first. So firstly, I saw he had a helmet, but that just sounds a bit boring on its own, doesn't it? So I want an adjective before. So I've gone for solid helmet. The helmet's solid. It's going to protect him. Solid's another word for hard. Okay, it's a nice, slightly nicer word. Next, I found a spear. It's got a big long spear, and I think, well, what do spears do? They pierce people, don't they? It's not the nicest word, but it's a very nice word to use. But they're used to pierce people, aren't they? Used to stab people. But pierce is another word for stab. So piercing spear. Next up, I've got gleaming armor. So as you can see here, the armor's nice and shiny, like we were saying. Gleaming armor. Next, if you can see here, he's got a belt on, hasn't he? So I've gone for golden belt because it's that's the colour that I can see there. Again, adjective, noun. Right, so this I thought this was called a shield, but in Roman times it was actually called a scutum. Okay, and I've gone for invincible scutum because that means invincible means that it cannot break. It cannot be broken. It's really powerful, really strong. Okay, so invincible scutum. I thought that was quite good because it's a very powerful, very strong piece of a weapon for a soldier. Next, I've gone for crimson tunic, which is describing how red the tunic is underneath his armor. Devastating sword, as you can see here. Devastating means that's a really nice adjective to use, and it means that it can cause a lot of damage. Basically, it's a devastating sword. Really, really nice word. Filthy legs, I found as well. I thought he all looked very clean, but his legs looked like they were covered in mud. filthy legs. Maybe you could see them as scratches and describe them in different ways. That could work really nicely. And finally, I've gone for dusty sandals, because those sandals do not look as shiny as the rest of him. He's obviously trodden through a lot of he's obviously trodden in a lot of muddy patches, and the Roman roads probably weren't as tarmacked as they are now. So he's probably got very dusty sandals. Okay, so those are just some really nice examples for you to use when you do your task. Okay, I want you to use your word banks though to come up with your own noun phrases. Don't just copy what I've done. Okay, right. So after you've drawn your Roman soldier and listed it with noun phrases, I would like you then to write a paragraph. Remember, a paragraph is between 3 and 12 sentences. And I'd like you to write a paragraph describing your soldier and use it in as many noun phrases as possible. I've written one myself here. I'm just going to highlight in orange the noun phrases that I used. Okay, remember you can use the noun phrases that you've used when you labelled your soldier. You can also come up with some more ones if you want. Okay, so I'm going to quickly read mine and just highlight the noun phrases when I get past them. So the frightening soldier, there's one there straight away. Stood tall and proud, revealing his devastating sword. There's another one. And invincible scutum. 3 in one sentence there. We can use loads if we want to. His gleaming armour. That's another one. Gleaming armour. And golden belt. Glistened in the harsh sunlight. Oh, that's a noun phrase as well, isn't it? So we're describing what the sunlight's like. That pierced through the Colosseum's arches. Consequently, his filthy legs. That's another one. And dusty sandals showed his day wasn't as easy as it seemed. These were marks of a shocking battle. There's another one there. Just describing what the battle was like. These were marks of a shocking battle where he was victorious. Victorious means he was the winner. Okay. Brilliant. So I can see at least 6 noun phrases in there, maybe even more. So I would love to see you try to include as many, maybe even more. Okay, so really have a go at writing that after you've drawn and labelled your soldier. Okay, right. I've got a slide with all of your instructions on for today for your activity. So, firstly, you draw your Roman soldier. Don't colour it in. Then you label at least 4 features using noun phrases. I expect a few more from most of you. Make sure they're different adjectives to the one that I use for mine. Okay, they can be the same nouns because obviously there's only a certain amount of nouns on a soldier. Then, after you've labelled your soldier, I'd like you to write a paragraph, remember 3 to 12 sentences, using noun phrases to describe your soldier. Okay. Finally, once you've done that, you can post it on your on the dojo, and I can't wait to see it. So that's it for me today. I hope you get on with that task okay. Can't wait to see your work, and I will see you in the next lesson.